What's up, everybody? It's Adam, aka Calicoaster, aka Punkvid Music, aka Punkvid619 on the YouTubes.
To all the guests currently waiting to experience Calicoaster Adventure's latest thrill, for your safety, we ask that you please stay off those air gates. Loading gates opening, stand back, stand clear. Welcome. Please watch your step as you enter the ride vehicle at this time. Please secure all loose articles. Leave them in the cubbies if you do not have a non-rider to leave them with. There are no loose articles allowed aboard this ride. Once you're seated, go ahead and secure those restraints. Keep your head back. Sit upright. Hold on tight. Clear 1, clear 2, all clear. Dispatch, enjoy your ride.
First off, I just want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Whatever it is you celebrate, I'm here for it. I'm here for you. And I hope you're making the most of this holiday season, as I know I am. So, this video, I wanted to kind of recap 2025 from my point of view. A lot has happened. I've gained a lot of new subscribers. I've gotten a lot of engagement on my videos. Unfortunately, that came on the heels of a tragic incident that occurred at Universal's Epic Universe involving Kevin Rodriguez Zavala with the Stardust Racers roller coaster at Epic Universe. He did not return to the platform in the same condition in which he boarded. And unfortunately, that is something that no theme park operator, no manufacturer, no ride attendant, no one in the industry ever wants to see happen. But it is unfortunately something that did happen earlier this year. And the reason I'm bringing this up now is because recently the full investigative report did come out. It was released a few days ago. I want to shout out to a couple different channels, Jared at Capture the Magic and Matt at Fire Medic Adventures, for bringing us the information that we've been waiting for. Most of us could not understand exactly what happened, especially since most of the parties involved, aside from the attorney and the legal team representing the family of Kevin Rodriguez Zavala, did not believe that the ride was safe and that it operated as intended. However, the investigative report did conclude that the ride did operate as intended. It operated as normal, and it was found to be a safe attraction under certain conditions. And those conditions are the conditions that are outlined in the rider safety guide posted at the attraction, posted in the access guide that's available from guest relations. It is information that is made public to anybody who wants to access that information. However, the rider Kevin Rodriguez Zavala did not heed those warnings and felt that he was still okay to ride, despite falling into several categories that should have made it not possible for him to ride the ride. But because of ADA regulations and other stipulations, the park was not at liberty to tell him that he was not able to ride the attraction. They did make the information available to him and left the decision to him and his girlfriend who rode with him. Now, I don't want to get too much into that because I've already done a couple videos. There are other videos out there about the incident as well, like I said, from other outlets, as mentioned. Fire Medic Adventures and Capture the Magic also have information regarding this incident, but I did want to include it in this 2025 wrap-up video, as it was a significant incident that occurred within the industry this year. So, for anybody wondering what exactly happened, the only details I will divulge here on my channel at this time are that I'm not blaming the victim. I do not want to be a victim blamer, as that is not wrong. That is the wrong thing to do in this situation, especially considering how recent the incident took place. But I do want to let everybody know that when they do see those warning signs, when they do see situations in which they should or could not be able to ride, please heed those warnings. Please do not look for workarounds to be able to make yourself and put yourself in a situation to be able to ride that attraction. Those warnings are there for your safety and for everybody else's safety. It's not because they don't want to be inclusive. It's because they want everybody to have a fun and thrilling experience. And when you circumvent and try to find workarounds for those safety warnings, it creates a negative situation for everybody. Now, like I said, I don't want to victim blame, but it does appear in the final investigative report that Kevin did have physical limitations that look like they did play a role in his situation and caused him to not return to the station the same condition in which he boarded the ride vehicle. And again, like I said, that is not a situation that any operator, park, corporation, manufacturer, anybody in the industry, nobody wants to see that happen. So again, please take those ride safety warnings seriously. If you have any question as to whether or not you should be participating, always err on the side of caution and think to yourself, maybe I should just sit this one out because I miss out on this one. I'll probably be able to get in on the next experience, and always look at it that way. Just because you miss out on one experience doesn't mean you're going to miss out on every experience. Make yourself available to be able to participate in every experience that you can within your physical abilities. And moving on from that, I do want to say to all those who have recently subscribed to my channel, welcome. I appreciate you. I'm here for you. This is why I do this. I want to make all my experience and all my knowledge available to you so you can better be informed on your next theme park adventure. And that's one of the reasons that I went in depth in my channel on the situation with Kevin Zavala Rodriguez and his unfortunate death, is because I wanted to reassure you that rides are designed with your safety in mind, as long as you're willing to comply with the safety requirements and safety guidelines that both the park and manufacturer have put in front of you to make you aware of what you're getting yourself into, and leaving the decision ultimately up to you. Now, that's not to say that you're being discriminated against. No, that is not the case. Theme parks focus on your abilities, not your disabilities. It is up to you to know what your abilities are. It is not up to the park. And I'm trying not to say things that'll get me canceled, but I'm also just trying to be brutally honest into how the industry works. Again, the industry does try to be as inclusive as possible. However, certain situations arise in which inclusivity needs to be set aside for individual safety. And that's something that people need to take more seriously. I've seen a lot of videos posted about people trying to find workarounds to fit into ride restraints. When you do that, please keep in mind that restraints are designed for certain physical abilities, and working around them may cause unforeseen negative consequences. So please, if you need to do something that may put yourself in danger to get around the safety devices and safety restraints, please think twice before accepting the responsibility, because it's not only you that's affected, it's the people around you, it's your family, it's your friends. We all want to see you come back alive. We all want to continue to experience life with you. So please, if you have to forego one experience to make sure that you can get another, please make the smart choice. Moving ahead, what I wanted to talk about in this video are some projects that I'm thinking about that I want to have come out. One project that is very close to my heart and very near to me that I'm already working on is a video with a slideshow of photos that I've taken around the Disneyland Resort during Christmas time, because we all know Christmas is the most magical time of year. There's just something special about it, whether it's the lights, the events, the offerings. There's just something special about the Christmas season, and nobody captures it better than Disney. And for those of you who really know me, know that I am a punk rocker at heart. Punk rock runs through my veins. So for me to be praising Disney and the Christmas season may seem a little bit weird, but that's just who I am. I'm a little bit different, and that's just something that you're all going to have to learn to live with if you want to continue viewing me and keeping me in your feed, which I hope you do, because I've got a lot of fun content. I did photography for quite a while, and one of my favorite destinations to photograph has always been the Disneyland Resort, because there's just so much to see and do outside of the attractions that they offer. If you look around, there's hidden details, there's architectural things that capture your eye that are just so much fun and just make that experience so much more immersive. If you know where to look, if you know what you want to see, even if you don't know where to look and don't know what you want to see, take your eyes off the screen for a minute while you're standing in the queue. You don't always have to be scrolling through Facebook while you're standing in line. Disney put a lot of work and effort into making their whole park as immersive as possible, so you're not living in the real world. You're living in a world of fantasy, the world that you wish was real. So please take a minute to appreciate that, and I want to showcase that in my next video that's going to be coming out very, very soon, as we are getting very, very, very close to Christmas. Speaking of which, you all may have noticed that I look pretty bundled up. There's a very good reason for that. I grew up in Southern California. I grew up going to the Disney theme parks. I grew up going to Knott's. I grew up going to Magic Mountain. I grew up going to the Northern California parks, Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk and California's Great America. None of them have the weather that I'm experiencing now where I currently live. An hour from Tahoe on the eastern side of the Sierra Nevada mountains. We get real winters here, and winter is just starting. In fact, I looked at my weather app recently, and it shows we are going to be getting snow and rain starting the end of this coming week through the week of Christmas. And I do kind of want to share that with you. I hope that we get some real winter weather so I can share it with those of you who do not know what real winter looks like or feels like. I'm gonna make you feel it from my perspective, so that's why I'm a little bit bundled up. It's probably about 20 some odd degrees outside right now. I've got a couple of space heaters going on. I got the door closed. I'm in my little garage studio space that I like to use. This is where I can be me. This is where I can be creative. And that's one of the reasons I love living out here. I don't have all the distractions of the big city to keep me from doing these kinds of projects, because I love doing these projects. I love using my creative brain. That is the most active part of my brain. I'm always thinking of new projects and ideas that I want to put out there, whether it be through YouTube videos. I also use roller coaster and theme park simulation programs and games. My first real experience with a roller coaster type simulation game was the original Roller Coaster Tycoon when it came out in 1999. I was actually traveling across the country with my family. I picked it up at Costco when we made a little pit stop, and I've been playing that ever since. I've also gotten into Calicoaster, No Limits 1 and 2, and the entire Planet Roller Coaster Tycoon series is all on my computer. I do go to those frequently. I've got some videos that I posted using those programs where I created my own custom parks and coaster designs. Check those out, they're down below. So some of the other videos that I've got in my mind that I want to put out there, like I said, I grew up going to the Southern California and Northern California theme parks. Another major park outside from the Disney parks that I've got a lot of experience with, I actually worked there as a ride operator. That was my first time ever being a ride operator, Knott's Berry Farm. I want to do a deep video into the history of the park because it's got a very rich history, a very American dream type history, similar to Disneyland. However, this one is a little bit more blue collar, hands in the dirt, if you know what I mean, into how it got started. So I kind of want to dive into that because it's a really cool history, how a simple berry stand turned into one of the country's greatest and most beloved theme park destinations without being outside of most people's price range. And that's one of the things I want to get into too. It's always been an affordable destination. Another video I want to do is going into more of what I mentioned earlier with ride safety, theme park safety, and rider requirements and restraints and things like that. I understand a lot of you probably already in the community and understand the importance of that, but some of you probably aren't and don't really understand why theme parks have the guidelines that they do. So I kind of want to go into that and explain the importance of those guidelines and why the responsibility mainly falls on you when it comes to whether or not you can ride an attraction or participate in a certain experience. Because before you book that vacation, it's important that you understand why you may or may not be able to get the most bang from your buck when you get there without having the information that you should have. So that's another video that I want to put out there. I've also got a few smaller things that I'm thinking of that I'm not 100% sure on, so I don't really want to bring those up, but just know that the gears are always turning. I'm always trying to think of new ways to bring information to you, bring my experience to you. Oh yeah, Las Vegas in the 90s and early 2000s, they wanted to rebrand themselves as a family destination, and they put a lot of work into it. The resorts got involved. New resorts that were being built kept that in mind. And I want to talk about the rise and fall of what I consider to be the world's largest pay-as-you-go theme park and what may have gone wrong. So stick around for that. That may be way down the line, but that is another video that I want to get into because I grew up going to Vegas during Christmas time. So I've got a lot of insight into the early years of the Vegas family destination. So stick around. If you want to see more, if you want to find out what I do, how I do it, click that like button. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button if you want to keep seeing more. And comment down below. Let me know what other content do you think I should create that would keep you engaged, that you would like. I try to keep up with the comments as much as I can, but I do have a regular full-time job that keeps me busy as well. So I may not get to your comment right away, but comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. We'll see you next time. Peace.